Hi Nana, it's good to see you after a whole year in lockdown. Sania, drago mi
If I start talking to you about languages, then there's a spark in your eye.
That's my thing, I know about that.
How do you get the room in your brain to store this many languages?
Well, perhaps there's not much else in my brain to keep them out. I don't know, but I don't think it's a sort of language on language thing in the brain. Even when languages aren't necessarily closely related, that's not the issue. I think when it comes to learning a new language, there are two issues: language learning techniques. And I think they're universal for any language that you're learning. And with each new one that you learn, you reinforce them and you get better at them. And the second aspect would also be that I think for many people, there is a psychological barrier when learning a language, i.e., I'll never do it. But once you've done 4, and you go, for example, you go on to the 5th, that psychological barrier has gone because you've done it already.
Do learn that Latin. Do learn that ancient Greek.
So you feel that ancient Greek and Latin definitely helped you with learning the other languages that you...
Indo-European language, yes. Maybe not so much Japanese.
Not Japanese, indeed.
Is there such a thing, in your view, as simple or simpler and difficult or more difficult languages?
Not in absolute terms, no. It's a cliche, but I think it's true. The difficulty of a foreign language depends on the language you're learning it from. I'll give you a good example. Many people will say that Finnish is a fiendishly difficult language. I don't speak Finnish, by the way.
Myself included,
yes.
will say that.
But if your native language happens to be Estonian, well, it's actually rather easy, etc., etc. I could give you 100 examples of this. All languages, and this is another one of my cliches, but I think it's true, all languages are easy if you want to learn them to a certain level. All languages are difficult if you want to master them.
Do you think that despite the fact that we have these translation engines that translate simultaneously for us, there's still a need for languages, for language learners?
I use machine translation every day in my work. I prefer to have it, to have this option. And it's getting better and better, of course. But it's our input, quality input of our translators making it that good. So good input, good output. Of course, it helps us with languages we don't master, and we need translation, but we need quality translation. And quality translation is produced by us humans. So we need to stay ahead of the artificial intelligence. We have to stay sharp. We have to know what we do and how big our responsibility is.
The conditions have always been there for people to learn the language well, without being in the native speaker environment. But today it's 100 times easier.
Did you watch Eurovision this year?
Certainly.
I was really, really pleased to see that among the top 5 winners, we had 4 countries singing in their own language finally.
This is what we are. This is we Europeans. Different languages, different mentalities, different characters, but we are united in this diversity.
Music, yes, and language.